Hi, everybody, and welcome to the hallowed halls of the Alumni House. I am the Quacker. We are on semifinal Saturday of the conference championships, conference tournaments. It has been a long day. College baseball, weather, like it always does in the South, has played havoc on a lot of these tournaments. I just finished watching University of Louisiana Lafayette and Texas State play their semifinal game. So there's one side of the bracket determined for the Sun Belt. One other side is yet to be determined. They'll Southern Miss and Troy will play tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to determine who will face the winner of Louisiana Texas State for that championship game. And I've seen some other games have been postponed because of weather and stuff till tomorrow. So we'll go through the conferences and where we're at with each one, and just kind of dive right on in here. Let's just start with the American Conference. This is one. This day they needed 3 games to decide who would play for the championship. Game 1 today, you had number 1 seed UTSA playing 2 seed East Carolina. UTSA won the game 4-2. That put them into the championship game tomorrow. And the second game of the day, you had Wichita State, which was the 7 seed, playing 4 seed UAB. This is an elimination game. Whoever lost this game, they were done. Their season would be over. Wichita State won the game 14-12. So UAB's season has come to an end. And Wichita State would have to play East Carolina in the final. This was it. The play-in game for the championship game. And in this one, East Carolina beat Wichita State 13-3 in 8 innings. So the championship game tomorrow is number 1 UTSA versus number 2 East Carolina. That's showing at noon, so I'm sure that's probably noon Eastern time, so probably 11 o'clock if you're living in Central. So if you're a Roadrunners fan, make sure you turn in at the right time there. It should be 11 o'clock tomorrow morning that your team takes the field to probably win the championship. They have been almost unstoppable this year in conference play. I would be surprised if they lost this game. Going into conference USA. First game today. Of course, this is bracket play. They play pool play up till today. Single elimination. Number 1 Jackson State versus 4 Dallas Baptist. Jackson State won the game 6-5. Second game of the day is 3 seed Missouri State versus number 2 seed Liberty. The game is suspended due to lightning. Play will resume tomorrow at 10 a.m. So it's still it's 10 a.m. Eastern. So 9, just like the Southern Miss game tomorrow. So championship game is set for tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Jacksonville State versus whoever wins the Missouri State Liberty game. Let's see if I can find if they have any kind of score in that one here. Yes, it is 6-4 in that game right now. Liberty over Missouri State. Let's see if I can see what inning we're in when it was suspended. They're in the bottom of the sixth. So, I mean, there's still a lot of game left to be played there. But if it starts at 9, and it looks like the game time set for the championship game is at noon. So I'm sure it's plenty of time for them to get that game in and be done with it, and give whoever wins, either Liberty or Missouri State, time to rest up and get replenished and ready to play the championship game. In the Sun Belt, there was a lot of baseball played today. South Alabama played Troy this morning. Of course, Troy got walked off last night after being up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning against Southern Miss. Of course, Southern Miss scored 5 runs, including a walk-off grand slam to win the game. So Troy had to come back this morning and play South Alabama. Troy won the game 10-11. I think South Alabama scored 6 runs in the top of the 9th to pull within 1 in that game. At the same time that was being played, Louisiana Lafayette and Texas State were playing in Troy. Louisiana Lafayette won the game 12-6, so that forced a winner-take-all game for that one. So Troy and Southern Miss played in game 2 today there in Montgomery, which is where the series or the tournament is being played, is being hosted. Troy is just like an alternate site, so they're having to take advantage of the alternate site because of so much weather and stuff. Troy won the game 9-6. They were up 9-2 in the bottom of the 9th, and it almost like Southern was going to come back again on them. But Troy won the game 9-6. So there will be a game tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Troy and Southern Miss will be playing to decide who will face the winner of the Louisiana-Texas State game that was played. It started shortly before the end of the Troy-Southern Miss game. So Louisiana, they just finished off a win over Texas State. So Louisiana is in the championship game. Unless Texas State gets an at-large, which I don't see that happen. I mean, I guess anything could happen, but it looks like Texas State season is probably over, and so their time in the Sun Belt is coming to an end. They, of course, are fixing to go to the Pac-12. So it looks like they may have just played their last game as members of the Sun Belt. We'll see. So tomorrow, Louisiana will sit around the hotel and wait for the winner of Troy Southern Miss to find out who they'll play for the championship game. Obviously, I'm hoping it's Southern Miss, you know, we'll have a good old matchup there for the championship game. In the ACC, you had today Georgia Tech and Miami played in game 1. Georgia Tech won the game 9-3. Georgia Tech, of course, is the number 1 overall seed. Georgia Tech was Miami was the 5th seed. So Georgia Tech advances to the championship game where they would take on the winner of North Carolina and Pitt. North Carolina's 2 seed. Pitt was the 14 seed. Of course, Pitt went on a tremendous run throughout the postseason, or the conference tournament here. I mean, Pitt, they played 11 seed Louisville, beat them 16-8. They played 6 seed Wake Forest, beat them 7-4. They played 3 seed Florida State, beat them 8-6. So in this game, North Carolina finally put Cinderella to bed. North Carolina won the game 13-5. So this will be I think they said the first 1 versus 2 matchup. I don't know if it's just in the ACC or any conference, or at least Power 4 conference, in quite a few years. Like in the conference tournament championship game, I think it's been quite a few years since a 1 versus 2 has happened. So I mean, this should be an extremely good game here. I think North Carolina won the series against Georgia Tech this season. First 2 games, they beat them pretty good in each game. Georgia Tech avoided the series sweep on the last day. So Georgia Tech is playing for a series sweep of championships. That they want the set, the regular season and the conference title, the tournament title. But in North Carolina, they're trying to at least win the tournament championship, which is still considered a conference championship. Another thing to put on the board there. So it'll be a good matchup with that one there. It starts at 11 East, 11 Central tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that one there. I think that's gonna be a really good game there. And then our final series or final conference we cover. Florida and Georgia played in game 1 in the SEC. Georgia squeaked by and won this one 8-7. Game 2, and this one is one that went into a weather delay, which is not surprising considering all the weather issues that have taken place throughout the South this week. Arkansas won the game 2-1. So this sets up Arkansas versus Georgia for the SEC title tomorrow. This one will take place at 2 Eastern, 1 Central. I think this will be a really good game as well. Georgia has been they've been the cream of the crop throughout the SEC season this year. Let's see if they can continue on, or if Arkansas can upset them here to take the tourney title. Now we'll kind of jump around and see what else is going on. Atlantic Sun. So this morning you had North Alabama and Florida Gulf Coast. They played a semifinal game. North Alabama beat Florida Gulf Coast 6-5. And then in the championship game that was played today, Lipscomb would defeat North Alabama to win they beat them 5-4. So Lipscomb is your Atlantic Sun tournament champions. So they are the automatic qualifiers out of the Atlantic Sun. So congratulations to Lipscomb. They're going dancing this year. Lipscomb Bisons, I'm not sure where they're out of, but it's an Atlantic Coast team. I'm just not sure exactly where they're from. That didn't change. All right, Big Ten. Let's see. Uh, all right, so Washington and Oregon played this morning. Oregon won 9-4, and that was to decide which team would be playing against Nebraska in the semifinal. Oregon would take Nebraska on in one of the semifinal games. I think it was like game 3 of the day in the Big Ten tournament. Oregon beat Nebraska 8-0. In the other game, so the other side of the bracket here, USC would take on UCLA. UCLA would win the game 7-5. I know they had to come back to do that because I saw at one point, I think USC was winning like 5-1. So UCLA will play Oregon tomorrow for the championship game. Looks like that's at 2 p.m. And I think that's probably Central Time because that ESPN tends to show the times on your end there on your thing. Championship game took place today in the Big 12. You had West Virginia playing Kansas, and this is a top 15 matchup here, like national national rankings here. Number 9 West Virginia, number 13 Kansas. Kansas beat West Virginia 9-0 today. So Kansas is your Big 12 champions. So they get the AQ bid for the Big 12 in the Big East. The 2 semifinal games in Xavier Smith took place in both of them. Okay, so Xavier played St. John's in the first game today. St. John's won 17-6. In the second game, Creighton played Xavier, and Creighton won 7-4. So your championship game tomorrow is Creighton versus St. John's. And that's at 8 a.m. So that's a really early one there. And then I guess they must play double elimination all the way through because it says there's a second game scheduled for 12 p.m. If necessary. So I would imagine St. John's is probably the team that's undefeated up to this point. So maybe if St. John's wins, it's over. But so the biggest champion will be decided tomorrow. Big West. All right, you had this is a semifinal game and the championship game took place today. So UC Santa Barbara played UC San Diego. UC San Diego. Wow, this is surprising. UC San Diego beat UC Santa Barbara 7-0. They would take on Cal Poly in the championship game. And it says it's over final 8. UC San Diego won 12-2. So, heck of a run by UC San Diego. They finished the season 27-27. They beat UC Santa Barbara, who has one of the best pitching staffs and the best pitcher in the country. They beat them 7-0. UC Santa Barbara 38-18 on the season. So they beat them in the semifinal. And then Cal Poly is 35-22 on the season. And UC San Diego beat them 12-2 to win the AQ. So it's something. I don't know how many bids that the Big West will get, but you would think as well as UC Santa Barbara has played the whole season, they would get a bid. But it would be hard to see Cal Poly getting one if UC Santa Barbara gets a bid as well. So we know UC San Diego, they're locked in, but let me. I said that, and then I pulled up. Let me double check. I'm not seeing anything official here. Hmm. All right. I'm trying to get this figured out. Um, because it has a game tomorrow listed, but it says if necessary. So I thought UC San Diego had wrapped it up, but then I go to all the sites and it doesn't list anything definite. So I'm not really sure what's going on there now. Um, see, Cal Poly beat them one game during the tournament. So Cal Poly's only lost one game this tournament, and that was in the championship game. UC San Diego had lost one, and so maybe there is still a game to be played tomorrow. Um, that's what it looks like. It looks like um, there will be a game tomorrow. I spoke too soon on that because it's a championship game. Um, but then when I went to the Big West site, they didn't have them listed as champions. So there we have that. And the CAA, let's see, we had two semifinals and a championship game played today. The first semifinal game was Hofstra and Campbell. Campbell won the game 5-3. That put them in the championship game. And then Hofstra and Northeastern played. This is another semifinal game, and Northeastern won 5-4. And then in the championship game, let's see, Northeastern beat Campbell 7-4. So it looks like perhaps they will play again tomorrow. And that would be a winner take all game because that was Campbell's first loss. Apparently, not every conference does a championship game is a single elimination. So it looks like Campbell and Northeastern will be playing tomorrow to see who wins the championship there. But Northeastern is up one game to on so but both teams now have a loss. So whoever wins tomorrow gets in. Campbell would probably be my pick to win, but then I would have picked them to win the game before it started. So we'll see. Tournament baseball can be funny. All right, that looks like we have a final, and that is final. All right, so in the West Coast Conference today, we had two championship games played. It was St. Mary's in San Francisco. In the first game, St. Mary's won 7-6. And I believe this is the second game here. San Francisco won 9-8, but let me double check that because no, they had those scores reversed. So all right, first game was San Francisco beat St. Mary's 9-8. Second game, St. Mary's won 7-6. There's no game listed for tomorrow, so it looks like maybe St. Mary's is your champion, but when you go to their website, it doesn't have a champion listed. So I think St. Mary's is in, but it's hard to tell. Some of these conferences, they're not updating their websites to show the teams that have won. So I believe St. Mary's is the champion. But like I say, without them updating their website, I can't say for certain. But that is all that we have for today. I'll be back sometime tomorrow evening to go over all that happened on Championship Sunday. The teams that we know that are in. The host sites will be announced by the time I get on. We won't know the actual teams that are in, but the host sites will be listed as well. So I will see y'all tomorrow night at some point. It won't be quite as late as this one, but it'll be still be kind of a late episode again. And then on Monday, the plan is me and Matt will hop on before the announcements for the field of 64 and we'll do an episode. And then that will be it until regional start. So until tomorrow night, guys, y'all enjoy this last full day of conference tournament baseball.